Right. So for this assignment, I'm targeting a 7-year-old, and the target goal is going to be word associations and groups. So I've come up with 3 different activities, and then a 4th at the beginning using body parts to kind of just gauge where exactly the child would be with their understanding of groups and associations, and then we'd move to the objects, and then to kind of a combination between the object and pictures, and finally into small pictures. So yeah, we'll go right ahead then. So today we're going to be learning about word associations and pictures. So we're going to first start out with our body. So do you know what this is? What part of my body is this? Just say it.
Hair.
Yeah, and my hair is on top of my
Head.
Okay, so hair and head, they go together, right? They're a group.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this part?
Hands.
Not the whole thing. What is just the top? These little guys.
Fingers.
Okay, so my fingers are a part of my hand. That's right. The fingers and hands, they go together. That's awesome. So what is this?
Tongue.
My tongue. And my tongue is inside of my...
Head.
Yeah, it is a part of my head. You're right. We're thinking we're breaking it down even smaller. What is this part of my mouth? I mean, my head.
Mouth.
Mouth, exactly. I kind of gave that one away by accident. But yeah, so as you can see, we can take individual things like our fingers and our hair and put them into groups. So we're going to keep doing that with our different activities, okay? So we've got a bunch of toys in here. And how we're going to play is we've got 3 groups. Let's see if we can try and remember, okay? So our first group is people. Our second group will be animals. And our third group will be vehicles. And when I'm doing this for a 7-year-old, depending on where they're at, some 7-year-olds this would be too easy for, so then I'd break it down even further into groups. For example, you could do transportation, air, sea, land. For animals, you could break it up into mammals and reptiles. People, you could break it up into their occupations. But for today, we're just going to focus on the 3 groups. Okay, so remember, so people, animals, and vehicles. All right. So what is this guy?
An animal.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. What is this? Just
A vehicle.
Yeah, it's a vehicle. Exactly. Just tell me the animal.
That is a penguin.
A penguin. And a penguin is a type of animal. All right, let's see here. What do we have here?
A captain.
Oh, he's a policeman. I think he's supposed to be a policeman.
Oh, thought he was an airline captain.
Oh, he might be. Could be. What's does he belong with the vehicles, the animals, or is he a person?
The person.
All right, perfect. Do you want to set him over there? Make us a little group. And we'll just do 2 more. What's this guy?
Little rhino.
Rhino. And what group does he belong to?
They're kind of like vehicles, but he's an animal.
That's right. Yeah.
'Cause they're big.
How are they kind of like vehicles?
They're big.
They're big like a vehicle? They are very big, yeah, but they don't have a engine or wheels or right, a motor. They're an animal for sure. All right, I think you did pretty good. We're gonna move on here. Okay, so now we've got our cups. On each cup, there's a picture, okay? So we're going to divide, mix these up a little bit. We're going to divide these cups into 3 groups as well. One of the groups is things that belong in the air. Another group is things that belong in a house. And another one is things that belong in winter. So now if I were doing this again for a child that found this to be quite easy, I would have had made up more cups and I would break it down into more difficult things. For example, I could have a series of cups for just things that would go in the living room, in a kitchen, in a bathroom, or electronics, things that you sleep with, clothing items. You could divide winter things into, again, clothing or things that you would use shovel snow. Anyways, you could make it quite a bit more complicated. So, but we've got our 3 groups. We've got our winter, air, and inner house. So go ahead and pick any cup you'd like. Okay, well, so what do you have?
Bird.
A bird. And a bird belongs in the...
Not in the winter, in the air.
Exactly. Perfect. Can you find one more cup that might go in the air? What else would belong in the air? What is it?
That looks like an airplane.
An airplane. You're right. Airplanes do belong in the air. So you can stack them on top like this. All right, go ahead and pick another cup. What do you have?
Kite.
A kite. And where does the kite belong, do you think?
In the air.
Yeah. Good job. You got 3 right in a row. Can you pick another cup?
And there's clouds.
Clouds, and clouds go?
In the air.
Wow, look at you. You're on a roll. Okay, so let's see. Pick another one. What do you have?
Frosty.
Frosty the Snowman. Where does Frosty the Snowman belong? Does he belong in the air, in wintertime, or in a house?
Wintertime.
You're right. Can you pick one more thing that would belong in the winter? What is that?
That's a hockey skate.
Yeah. Do you go skating in the winter?
You can go skating any time of year, but you can skate outside in the winter.
Okay. And usually when we think about winter, we think about sports sometimes, and one of the sports you can do is ice skating, right? You don't really think to go ice skating normally in the summertime. Yeah. So okay, so that's good. You can put it on top. Okay. Pick one more. You can pick. Doesn't have to be from the same group if you don't want. Okay. What do you have?
Chair.
Chair. And where does a chair belong?
On my bum. Inside the house.
You're right. Yes. And can you pick one more thing that might go with the chair? Or sorry, go in the house?
Lamp.
A lamp. Yeah, you're right. Awesome job. You did very good at that. So put these away. Okay, so our final game is called Word Association Dominoes. This is kind of the same idea of what we've been doing. We're finding words that go together, things that go together, right? So what's going to happen is we're going to put one down. So on this domino piece we have apple and cleats. So you can look through, I'll lay these out here. And I want you to find something that goes with apple. Okay, what? What would go with an apple?
Pie.
Sure. Apple and pie. Apple pie, right? Perfect. So you just turn it, connect. Can you find one more thing that might go with an apple?
But cleats go with the football too. So
They do.
That.
Oh, that's true. You could line them up like that. That's awesome. You figured out too. Can you find something else that might go with an apple?
Coconut.
A coconut? Why do you think that?
You can eat both of them.
Yeah, that's one way to group them. And I think there's even one more thing on here that might go with an apple.
Banana.
Bananas, exactly. Okay.
Or pie.
Pardon me?
Pie.
You already put the pie.
Oh, I did put the
Yep.
pie. No, tree.
Tree, apples grow on it.
Tree.
That's true. I don't think you have any more space though, because they all have to connect. What about, can you find something for dog? What might dog go with?
Fire station.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they have a dog at the fire station, hey? What else would go with fire station? I don't know if they have anything. I don't think I put that one out, actually. Here we go. Mix them up. Which else would go with the fire station?
Well, sometimes hay catches on fire in barns when it's wet. And then they have to have the fire station come out and put it out.
Well, that is a very good point. You're right. That can be connected. And what else would go with hay?
Fall. When you get your hay off the field.
Yeah.
Using your tractor.
Perfect. Look, you just connected 3. That was great. So can you see how we started with one word, apple, and then slowly we made all these different groupings and connections with all these other different words, right? So one item can belong to many different groups.
My
Pretty
grandpa's farm burned down when the hay got wet.
Well, there you go. You made a connection with your personal life as well. So that's pretty much it. So when I would do a session, for real, I would have printouts and handouts for the families to take home. I would usually print off a smaller version of these domino games and send it, and the parents could cut it out and play it for extra reinforcement. I'd put on the update sheet that they can do lots of things at home. For example, there are so many different things that you can group in your own house. They could do grouping, like even if their kid came and sat with them during the laundry, they could group socks by color, shape, that's part of it. They could talk about when they're cooking, how certain foods can be associated, like fruits, vegetables, meats. They can talk about groupings between textures and shapes and colors. So there's lots of different ways for clients to work on at home with their parents as well. And I would definitely include that in the session too. And that's it.
Teacher, want to hear a joke?